We live in a day and age where people continually enslave themselves to pleasures, enslave themselves to wrong thinking, to wrong ideologies. This channel is about proclaiming manhood, about becoming sovereign, about becoming free. What's going on, gentlemen? This is the Better Man channel, where we seek, proclaim freedom. We live in a culture today that declares its freedom, yet we continually find ourselves confined to pleasure. We stand up and proclaim freedom. I'm free, I can do as I please, yet we find ourselves entangled, enslaved of our own doing, and in things that aren't inherently good or bad. It's just that we've overindulged in them and we find ourselves stuck, wondering how the hell we got there. And then we begin to blame the problem, the issue that we willfully and blindly engaged in. And we wonder what the hell is going on. And we find ourselves backed against the wall, lashing out, throwing fists at the air, all of our own doing and lack of understanding. And so we live in a culture today, this hookup culture, this age of what's your notch count, and where the meaning of sex has lost its value. And I'm not saying that going out and hooking up and proclaiming your manhood is a bad thing. Again, it's only when we overindulge in things and that the essence of sex and the essence of man and the essence of our utility begins to become distorted. There's some gray areas there, and we find men wondering, am I good enough because I haven't slept with 1,000 women? Am I good enough because 1,000 women aren't willingly throwing their pennies at my doorstep at night? That can be confusing, because sex is good, and I applaud the men that have great sex with beautiful women. But at the end of the day, what is the use of your notch count? What utility does it possess? How does it make you a better man? And we live in a day and age where values beginning to become distorted. Up is down, left is right, wrong is good, good is evil. And on the path of finding meaning in life, on the path of becoming a man, on the path of becoming a sovereign man, there's many distractions out there. Among those, the toxic masculinity, I think, which in this day and age urges us to become man. And then we have these warped ideas of what it means to be man. The value of man as we mature, and the utility and usefulness of what we can provide is much more than just the cucumber in our pants being unleashed. And again, sex is a beautiful thing. Have sex with beautiful women. But when we get notch count confused with value, with purpose, with direction, we lose the very essence of manhood. And this isn't the prehistoric times where having as many kids and reproducing and multiplying was of valuable essence, that we had to do it. We thrived on populating. And a man that could have as many kids and as much offspring was valued. And a woman that could provide those were valued. But we're not this animalistic, Freudian, all about sex man. We have this soul. We have a mind that enables us to progress towards higher planes, where a notch count is cool, but we're not 10 years old anymore, and we're not trying to be cool and impress the next douchebag behind us. We like guys that brag about their millions and their yachts at first, and then it becomes just someone that's bragging, and it becomes douchey, and it becomes, so what? At the end of my life, I hope I've compiled more value than on my deathbed looking back and proclaiming to my family and leaving a legacy of 1,000 count notch. There's more to life. And again, don't get me wrong, sex is valuable. We do have that animal instinct within us to produce, to conquer, to lay our manhood down. But as we transcend in life and we move forward and we hold to higher truths and we move past that adolescent ignorance, we remember, or we begin to understand that 1,000 notch count playground is not the domain of man. The domain of man is to grow in wisdom, grow in strength, grow in power. And a very small component of that is sexual prowess. as it should be and as it always will be, the ability to attract and reproduce. But in this day and age, we need men that stand up and proclaim tradition, proclaim the true ideal of freedom, of what it means to be man, regardless of the distractions, regardless of the pleasures. Because to be a slave in any fashion or form is wrong. We live in a day and age where people continually enslave themselves to pleasures, enslave themselves to wrong thinking, to wrong ideologies. This channel is about proclaiming manhood, about becoming sovereign, about becoming free. And I believe this is the age where we are on the fence. We can go either way. We can sink down into the decomposition of society, or we can move forward and transcend into higher planes of existence, higher planes of thinking, higher planes of living. I love you guys. Your notch count isn't the most important thing in your life. Becoming a man, understanding the ideals and virtue of what it means to be man, is something that we should pursue. We're no longer trying to be cool in the 5th grade. We've outgrown that. Now we maneuver ourselves into a position of sovereign manhood, where we proclaim the true essence of living and what it means to progress, what it means to value something that lasts. You guys will hear from me next episode.